Here are the tests on my 1957 Kilgore Ajax. There is no marked water line in the tank, so I just set it to the line of mineral deposits, and it is using a brass flush valve. So I will show you guys a flush, and then let's see how it does on tests. But before that, just a public service announcement about setting up forward trap toilets. Always make sure that the tank is supported, because if those little fill valve things with the bricks under them weren't there, this thing would fall back and break. And that goes for any forward trap toilet. So be very careful setting these up and make sure that tank is supported. Anyway, let's see how this flushes and how it does on tests. I've certainly seen better flushes than that. It's not really very impressive, but it's still a pretty good flush. I would take it over a new toilet. For the first test, let's see if it can take a washcloth. The glaze on this toilet is actually in very good condition, and I don't believe it has any trapway blockages. I gave it a nice good cleaning before this video, so let's see if it can take a washcloth. I'm expecting it will pass perfectly. Perfect pass with water to spare. Now let's see if it can take a grocery bag. I think it should take this perfectly as well. And it's just about full, so let's see. It looked like it struggled, but I don't think it did. Perfect pass. Now, let's see if it can take the washcloth and grocery bag together. The opening on this toilet is rather small, so I think it will get clogged there. Well, it took the washcloth and grocery bag from the center, and it tried to ball it up, which is why I imagine it failed. It almost looks like if it went in a different way, it would have passed. So I'm going to try that test again and see if it takes it differently this time, or if it just simply cannot fit through the trapway opening. If it takes it differently this time, I'm guessing it will pass with a struggle, but if it balls it up, it will certainly fail. I guess it just really doesn't like taking it from the edge. I really don't know if there's any way to make it do that, but it doesn't seem to be doing too well. It'd fit up there just fine. I don't know why it isn't. So I guess I'll just see if it can take it like this. It didn't come out the pipe, but it doesn't look like it's in the toilet. So I'd give that a pass. I'm gonna let some more water out and see if I can see the washcloth and grocery bag at the end of the pipe. Yep, it took it. Now let's see if it can take a dish towel. Considering the trouble it had with the washcloth and grocery bag, I think this will most certainly fail. However, if it's angled like this, it has a chance of passing. It took that like nothing. Now let's see how it does if I lay it flat like I normally do, like this. I think honestly that it will fail. That definitely failed. Overall, I would say this toilet is a pretty good performer. It certainly isn't the best, and I would definitely choose the Apex over this toilet, but it's pretty good, and I'm glad I finally got one of these. So now let's move on to the flush tests. For the first flush test, let's see how it flushes with a dry bowl. I'm guessing the difference between the dry bowl flush and the regular flush will not be different enough to matter. It'll flush just fine. Beautiful. Now, let's see how it flushes with a clogged siphon jet. Honestly, this does not seem like the type of toilet that will siphon on this test, but it might siphon if I overfill the tank. So first, let's just see how it does at the normal water line. That was pretty unimpressive as expected, but it looks like it'll siphon if I overfill the tank, so let's try that. No matter what I do, it will not siphon. Even hand plunging it while it's flushing doesn't make it siphon. That's weird. I've never seen a toilet that's so against siphoning before. Well, except my Duravit Stark 3, but that's totally different. So now let's see if it can take dirt. Honestly, I think that the bowl clearance might be questionable. The rinse is going to be really good except for this part right here. The rim jets are angled very nicely, so I think that it'll rinse very well aside from that front part. So let's see how it does. I don't know how well you could see, but that bowl clearance was near perfect until it started draining from here. So I'm very impressed by that. Then the rinse around the sides, so far looks immaculate. Aside from that, the rinse is literally perfect. And this is not a clogged jet. Unfortunately, that is by design. There is not a jet in the front, and there really needs to be. Otherwise, this would have done absolutely perfectly. So it's kind of sad that Kilgore missed out on having a perfect flush for their Ajax, but overall this toilet has been really awesome. So I'm going to give this one last flush to clear out the rest of the dirt. So that is all for these tests. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It helps my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next video.